Hey friends, I am so happy that you are here. It's been 1,000 days since I started teaching with VIPKid, and I have learned so much, from starting as a part-time online teacher to building this into a full-time business. I am excited to share with you my 6 lessons that I wish I knew when I started and what I have learned along this journey. Let's go. My name is Tim from OnlineTeacherDude.com, and I help teachers teach online and create a business and a brand for themselves that helps them to increase their income. And if you are interested in any of this type of content, please make sure that you are subscribed. Look below. YouTube tells me that most of you are not subscribed, so I would love it if you would hit subscribe and that bell for notifications, where you will get notified when I make new content. As well, I would love it if you would join my weekly lives, the online teaching show, Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I like to show up, add value, create some topics that would be relevant to my audience, and it's really fun to join in on the chat in the live portion of the show, and I hope to see you there. I recently created a guide to sort of fill in the gaps for teachers that want to teach online and are struggling with finding the best company. So if you would like to download how to find the best online ESL company for yourself, it is a free PDF/ebook that you can get from my website, and I will link that down below or put it up in the cards up here for you to be able to download easily. Okay, enough about that. You are here to learn about my 1,000 days with VIPKid and what I have learned, and I'm so excited to share this content with you. Stick around to the end, where I will also be sharing with you my income right now and a really brief snapshot on where I make my money and all my little side things that I do to build this into a full-time business. And the first one is to treat this as your business. I know you may have heard of this before, but we are independent contractors, and with this role comes a lot of freedom and flexibility. And while I started as an online ESL teacher with VIPKid, I really originally saw it as, okay, like a part-time job, some side income, and something small that I could sort of use while I was building up other things that I was working on. I quickly realized that when I started to take this job seriously as my business, things started to open up for me. I created a YouTube channel, I started to build up an audience, I started to create content and add value. I diversified my income by doing a lot of things, but I started by adding other companies, and I've worked for a total of 5 online companies. And so by doing this, it really helped me to learn about the industry, to learn what was possible, and to also increase that monthly paycheck, because I didn't want to be teaching online 8 hours a day, but my goal was to make more money than I did as a brick and mortar teacher, and I have been able to achieve that. So see this as your business, see this as something that you can build up by putting effort and time into it, and I promise you, you will see results. It takes time, but as you realize that this is a business that you can build for yourself, exciting things will happen. Okay, my second lesson, or what I wish I knew when I started, was that online teaching is bigger than VIPKid. And you know, when I got started, I really only knew about VIPKid. They were the ones that had the biggest marketing strategy. They were the Facebook ads that I was watching. They were the YouTube videos that were out there. But I quickly realized that online teaching is bigger than VIPKid. And you could substitute any company you want into that sentence, whether you work for iTutor or Magic Ears, or you work for Cambly, or whatever platform you work for. Substitute your company in there and recognize that online teaching is so much bigger than that. If you're finding success where you are, wonderful. But don't forget that these companies can drop you in a second. And don't forget that you don't want your income to be dependent on other people's decisions. And so I can't stress that enough, that once I started looking outside of VIPKid and I started adding more colors into my Kool-Aid, I realized that, you know, I could build something out of this that isn't just reliant on one company. And that company changes their pay structure or changes their, you know, decisions about different things that affect me. And so I want to have that freedom and that flexibility to say, you know what, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to put my effort into X, Y, and Z while still working with this company. I can also do other things. I can work for other companies, and, you know, the sky really is the limit. I promise you that online teaching is not going anywhere, and if there's anything we've learned in 2020 through this pandemic, is that people are more willing to learn online than ever before. If you are interested in other companies that I recruit for or that I have worked for, I'll put a video up in the cards up on top so that you can watch that as well. Okay guys, my third lesson learned is that your success is equal to your effort. You know, when I first got started teaching online, I thought, well, I'm a male teacher, there's not a lot of male teachers, I'm gonna have success from the beginning. And while that may be true for many people, it's really important to know and to understand that your success in your classroom, your success in this business that you create for yourself is really equal to the effort that you put into it. I have a lot of teachers that reach out and say, well, I'm an older teacher, or I'm a person of color, or I don't have that beautiful blonde, blue-eyed face on camera. And I always tell people that it doesn't matter. There are so many students wanting to learn online, and it doesn't matter about your aesthetics or your pretty face or your age. What really matters is your connection to those students and the effort that you put into your classes and ultimately into your online teaching business. Put in the effort, put in the time, put in the energy, and you will see results. Let's get into lesson number 4. Okay, so lesson number 4 is to really build your branding from the beginning. And branding is more than just colors, logos, and fonts. Branding is really about who you present yourself to be and who you want to be remembered for in your online teaching. When you think of brands like McDonald's or Reebok or Starbucks, certain things resonate with you, and one of them is definitely going to be consistency. You know what you're getting from that product. You know what you're going to buy when you go to Starbucks. Pretty much every time, that large latte is going to taste the same. So make sure that you really focus on consistency in your branding. So think about those 1 or 2 things that really help you to stand out as an online teacher. And if you're finding success with a certain style or with focusing on certain things in your classes with your students, then go with that and really make sure that that branding is seen across your profile and in your classes. And if you want to focus on branding as an online teacher and serving other online teachers in that space, then start building an audience now. Start putting out content. Maybe you're the prop person, or maybe you are really good with software like ManyCam or digital props and rewards. Highlight that and start adding value into your communities so that you can build up an audience and serve others as well. Hope that was helpful. Let's get on to lesson number 5. Okay, lesson number 5 is time goes by really fast. As I sit here and film this 1,000 days into VIPKid, I'm really blown away, and it's actually quite scary to think about because this was never the intent. I started this as a part-time job, and that's all I ever really saw it as. I worked a few hours a day, and you know, I was bringing home a little bit of money, which was really nice. My goal when I quit teaching in brick and mortar schools was to make as much as I did doing something. I didn't know what my online business was going to be. I didn't know what I was going to be doing, but online teaching kind of filled in those immediate gaps. And maybe it did for you, or maybe you want it for you to do the same. And it certainly can. And it can be very easy as well to get complacent. You know, you could maybe get very successful with one company, you know, get lots of regular bookings, and you could teach and teach and teach. Before you know it, 1,000 days has gone by. And I want you to really be able to take advantage of the opportunity that you have as an online teacher to build this into something bigger than just working, you know, maybe part-time limited hours with one company, and that company's in control of your pay and in control of how many hours you get booked. And those things can be scary, especially if we're putting all our eggs in one basket. Okay, so that's it. My 5 lessons learned from an online teacher that has just hit 1,000 days. And I hope this was really helpful, whether you're beginning your online teaching career, or maybe you're just applying, or you're an online teacher that's been doing this for a while. I hope that these lessons that I've learned will be helpful to you as you start to think outside of the box and to really just realize your own capabilities and your own skills and expertises to build this into something bigger for yourself. So I promised you that if you stuck around to the end of this video, I would show you my income streams right now and where I spend my time and where I am making some money within online teaching by helping others and also by teaching myself, and sort of what I've been able to build up over the last couple of years. So let's take a look. Okay, so what we're going to do is look at August of 2020. And first up, in August, my online teaching income between a couple of different companies came to $1,542. Next in line is my recruiting, and I recruit for a few different companies, and this massively fluctuates from month to month. So this is not kind of expected every month, but it was $1,900 in August. Now, I also have a group class contract that I work for a company that reached out to me, a very, very small company, and I do group classes with them, and they pay much more, and I don't have to work as much, and I made $840 with that. Next in line comes affiliate marketing. That came to $750. Next in line is YouTube, and this has really taken a long time to build up to be around $300 to $400 every month. This month was about $350. I also have 3 private students that I teach kind of as a freelance teacher, and I made $320 with them. I also did a little bit of one-on-one coaching in July and August and made just under $300 in that. And then finally, I had 2 blog contracts where I was writing blog posts for a couple of websites, and I made $220 for blogging. So that's it. That's my August 2020 income. Okay, that's it, folks. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, which of these lessons that I've learned are helpful to you, or maybe something that inspired you to build this into a bigger business for yourself where you can create more time and more money for yourself and your family, or for whatever reason, whatever your why is for why you got into online teaching in the first place. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to remind you again to please subscribe. It really helps this channel. And as well, if you would hit the like button if you found value from this, it really helps the YouTube gods to send this into other people's YouTube feeds to help them as well. So I would so appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.